We are halfway through another week in lockdown, and it's Abbie McCarthy here, live on Scruff of the Neck TV, streaming exclusively on Twitch, back with more amazing live music for you and conversations as well. And my first guest is here, very happy to be joined by the super talented Natalie Shay. Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, good. As good as you can be, I think, for 2021. You know? You feel me? Now, as always on our streams, we are going to be taking questions from the chat. So if you've got any questions from Natalie, get them in. Get them in immediately. Anything goes?
Anything goes.
Whoa, you've said it. It's out there now. So thankfully, we're in February. Do you not think that January felt like the longest month ever?
I feel like I don't remember January, and this is January now.
Yeah, it was just like, it felt like about a year long, didn't it? Did you do dry Jan? Did you attempt that?
I didn't do anything interesting in January. No.
Yeah. Oh, I'm glad it wasn't just me. Yeah. Lots of just sitting at home waiting for it to
want to add more
end.
sad things to the sad time.
Yeah. Jan's always a bit rubbish, isn't it? So thankfully that is gone. Now, I don't know about you, but I seem to be spending what would have been my beer money, my going out money on just weird purchases in lockdown, because why not? I've got nothing better to do.
I definitely thought like a parcel a day keeps the sadness away. So every day I kind of order something from somewhere, even if it's like a scrunchie, like just so that the next morning I wake up, there's a parcel. That's cheered me up.
It's so true, isn't it? And then you get a little parcel outside. It just makes you feel
loved. It makes me feel so happy to wake up to a parcel, and that's how I've kept going the whole year. Yeah.
Love that. Have you bought anything super weird, or has it been mostly fashion stuff?
Mostly fashion. I did buy an electric scooter in the summer.
What?
That was
excellent.
The best purchase I've ever made. I've had so much fun with that. It's been amazing.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I guess because you're North London, and London being empty at the moment, just whizzing around on that.
Literally, I've done like, I went to Oxford Street. I went all the parks. It's so much fun. It's been really good.
Yeah, it must be so weird to see somewhere like Oxford Circus completely deserted.
Yeah, it's mad.
Yeah.
I've done my drives down the road.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Love that. So North London, obviously all the way from North London to us right here in the heart of Manchester. I wanted to ask you about London. I imagine it must just be, the best place to be if you're a musician, right?
It's pretty awesome. Like I've obviously got a lot of musician friends who have moved from places to come to London, and I've never had to have that sort of like, I'm going to move to start music. Like I just did music because it was there, and I was in London. Yeah, it's been amazing. There's always something going on, like, to do.
Yeah. For that reason, do you find it quite an inspiring place?
Oh, definitely. Just like so many people have just like changed my life, obviously, in such little ways, but ultimately it just makes to me who I am today and influenced my music, influenced me as a person. It's just totally. I love it. I love it so much.
Oh, I love that. And you studied at the Brit School, which must have been so fun, because that's just music all day, I assume.
Some days.
Bit of work.
A bit of work. The first, so I did there from 16 to 18. That's like my GCSE. So we had a lot of lessons then. It was like 2 days of music a week.
Okay.
And then I did like sixth form, which is college. That was like mostly music, like every day, which is great.
That's
so much
great.
fun.
What's the biggest thing that you learned there, do you think? Did you learn about the business side of things?
Yeah, I think I learned more about business than, like, they don't teach you how to play music. Like, you're kind of expected to already know how to play music, but they teach you how to become an artist and how to find who you are. But they don't tell you. They just give you the room to grow and work with different people and discover who you are. But I think, as my dad says, the thing I've learned the most from Brit is just I've become a person. I've grown up. Like I went there and I couldn't even go into a coffee shop and like ask for a coffee, and now I'm just a confident-ish person.
Really?
Yeah, like it opened everything. Yeah, it made me feel like so confident. And
that's so funny you saying that and knowing your music, because in your music you're so open. You know, you talk about like love, you talk about being tempted to cheat whilst you're in a relationship, you talk about all these big things.
Yeah.
And
definitely.
So I assume I guess it's the confidence you now have.
Yeah, I
do
definitely have more confidence. Yeah, from Brit, just meeting people and just find like going from a school where you're just someone who does music at a school and going to a school where you're like seen as cool for doing music. It's amazing. It gives you the confidence, because like until you're in that place, you kind of always go like, oh, should I like not be focusing on this, or should I be focusing on something else? It just gives you like, you should focus on this, like go for it if that's what you want to do. And I have. Yeah.
It must be so nice as well that you're just surrounded by other people who are all obsessed with music and making music.
Literally.
Or, you know, are these still friends of yours at the
moment?
Yeah,
I'm friends with most people that I made friends with there, like all different courses as well, not just music, like drama, art, like everything. Like most people I work with are like everything, music videos, everything, and people I met at Brit, and it's so nice to just know people, and we're all sort of in the same stages of our lives with our careers, but like different careers. And yeah, it's amazing just to see go on Instagram every day and see my friends like doing stuff, like music stuff, and it's cool. It's nice.
Like your creative network just killing it. I love that. So your debut EP came out last year, Naked. For people that missed out on it, give us all the juice. Where was it recorded? What's it all about? I want everything.
We recorded it over sort of the space of a year to 2 years. I put out one song, People Like Me, in 2019.
Mm-hmm.
I just put that out as a song, and then I was like, I'm going to do an EP, and that's going to be the one that like influences the whole EP. So I was like, right, so how do I choose from all my other songs what fits around this song, and this is going to be the EP. They were all done, I think, with like all different producers, mainly all in London. Mm-hmm. Yeah, but they were all written at different times as well. It was all so spread out, and but I think the stuff I'm doing now, it's kind of like the next thing I want to put out is very encapsulates like this year for me, and like the new who I am, having discovered myself. But yeah, that one's just kind of me at different points.
So how did you find the producers to work on that record? And what did they bring out of you, do you think?
Amazing stuff. I always said, like, whenever anyone asked me, like, what would you tell an artist? I would say just work with as many people as possible. Yeah. Even if it doesn't work, it doesn't matter. You learn what you don't like. And it's like, 100%. It doesn't matter. So everyone, they're a real mix. A girl I wrote Owe It To You with called Katie Ray. I've known her since I was like 7. We went to musical theatre school together.
Aww.
And now she's full-time writer-producer. So I did that with her. Just a few other people I met at different places, and yeah, it's cool.
I love that. And you're already thinking about the next thing. Of course you are.
I've got it ready.
So it's all about lockdown and just the crazy times we've been through.
Yeah, just like I just feel like I've thought so much this year. I've just sat and thought, and I just I understand myself so much more, and just why I'm here and what I'm doing and where I am in society and like everything. It's just mainly just about that, and like I suppose that's what everyone does at some point. Maybe that's just becoming an adult. Maybe that's just what happens. But I feel like I'm definitely a different person, and just I don't know. Yeah.
Yeah, I think we've all grown up a lot, haven't we?
Yeah.
In the last year or so. So as I say, the themes of your last EP were, love, relationships. So I thought I'd talk to you about those things.
Okay.
Be honest. What's the worst date you've ever been on? I don't need names.
Okay.
I just need details.
Oh, I know.
I mean, you can give names if you want to really spill the tea.
I won't give names, but it wasn't the worst date, but it was the worst thing. It wasn't worst. It was not a great thing. I went on a date. It was this boy. We were young, we were like 15. I loved this boy. And we went out on a date, and we went to McDonald's on this date,
Classic.
Right? And we were in McDonald's, but like when you're 15, you don't have any money. Like we didn't have money. I had like 20p or something. And I had it like in my hand, and I'd carried it there. And so we went to McDonald's, and we were sitting, and we were talking, and then he was like, do you want a McFlurry? And I was like, yeah. He was like, all right, give us £1. And I was like, oh, I thought you were going to buy me one. And it was so awkward, and that ruined the whole day.
Yeah. People say chivalry's dead. It is. And you learnt it the hard way at 15 years old.
I did. I don't think he remembers, but I definitely do.
Who is your celebrity crush? If you could date anybody, who would it be? Shoot your shot. Come on.
God.
Twitch, you're watching.
Jack Whitehall.
Jack Whitehall?
Yeah,
Okay, you're like a funny guy.
I keep dreaming about him. He's in all my dreams.
Really?
Yeah, at the moment.
It's a sign.
It is a sign.
Have you ever met him?
No, I don't think I ever will. I hope so.
Because is he North London?
I don't know.
Definitely lives in London.
I think he's London,
yeah.
I just always really liked him. I just think he's cool, funny.
Okay.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah, why not?
Well, it's out there now. If anybody can make it happen, And your last EP was really like 80s sounding sonically, which I loved. Is that an era that's really influenced you?
It has. And I think it kind of went, people go, like, oh, so you're influenced by the 80s and that's why it was more like my stuff started sounding like the 80s. People told me it sounded like the 80s. So I went and listened to the 80s. It was more that way around.
Oh, nice.
But yeah, like the main producer I worked with, Jonathan, he's obviously, he loves that kind of stuff, and like that's his sort of flavour that he brings to it. But I just love it so much, and it's just kind of been something I've stuck with now and moved with everyone that I've ever worked with. I've said that's what we're doing.
Yeah,
so,
love that.
It's cool. It's really nice.
A lot of artists seem to be, just like embracing their love for the 80s, and I'm here for it.
Because the production's amazing. It's just it's got a sound, like the era's got a sound, whereas most eras, like, it's all great, but it's loads of different sounds, whereas like the 80s has this like unique sound. It was the first time that sort of stuff happened, and I think it's really cool. I love it.
Yeah, me too. So what musicians would you say have inspired you? Like, who do you look to as like goals?
Taylor Swift.
I mean, sure. Don't we all?
She was like the reason I started, obviously.
Okay.
She's the reason I learnt guitar. I learnt playing chords. I've been playing classical guitar since I was like 5.
Really?
Yeah.
5? Is that even possible?
Yeah, it was like the day I started school, my dad was like, "You're going to learn classical guitar." So I did, but that was classical, so it wasn't like cool. And I didn't play chords, and I didn't have an acoustic guitar, but I was so into Taylor Swift, and then I got like the chord book for her album Fearless to like learn it, and that's how I learned chords. So essentially, I'm only doing this because of Taylor Swift Fearless.
That's amazing.
But yeah, she's mad good. I love it.
Hey.
Yeah.
And who else? Like, who else? Is there any like more contemporary like artists, like people that have just come out recently that you're like obsessed with?
Recently, I'm really into Ashnika. I think she's so cool.
Oh my god, she's badass, isn't she?
I was playing her to my dad on the way up, and I was like,
I mean, that's
you might not
brave.
like this, but you might like. And he totally loved it. He was like, she's really cool. I was like,
Wait,
yeah, she is.
Did you play him her new song?
I
Deal
played
with
everything.
it. The one that says, "I don't need a boy, I need a rabbit."
I must
Some
have
contentious
done.
lyrics in
He was
there.
just tapping away. I don't think he noticed.
Oh, okay. Is he watching? I'm sorry, Dad. And if you could tour with any artist, no, in fact, I'm going to let you pick 2 artists.
2 artists.
Who would you choose? Like anybody,
Oh, man. Okay.
dead or alive, in fact.
Okay. Obviously Taylor Swift has to be number 1.
Yeah. Let's get her involved. Why
Second
not?
goal, probably Little Comets. They're my favourite band. You
Oh,
know?
really?
Yeah,
They're a
my
great
They're
band.
my absolute favourite band, and
Yeah.
they think I'm insane probably because I turn up at every show on every tour. Like they see
Oh.
me like 3 days in a row at the same show, like at different places, and they know who I am just because I'm always there.
I love that.
Yeah, but they're my favourite band. So yeah,
That would be
definitely
cool.
yeah,
Then
massive
wouldn't it
goal.
if you supported them?
They do follow me on Instagram, so we're like 1/3 of the way there.
Yes, Little Comments, make it happen. I actually think they're a really underrated band.
They are.
Just want to say that. So if
So good.
anyone watching hasn't checked them out yet, now is the time.
I'd agree.
Absolutely. So I first met you when you were performing for the Mayor of London, darling.
I
Clang. That was the year after you'd won a busking competition. So
Yes.
was busking like your first kind of venture into live performance?
Yes and no. The only busking I've ever done is through the busking competition.
Really?
Yeah, which
Interesting.
I did that competition twice. But
And won it twice?
I did win it twice.
Don't you know?
No, I didn't. But yeah, that's the first thing I ever did. I never played a show before I did the busking competition.
Oh, wow.
Which is great because it's like if you've written all these songs in your room and you're like 12 and you have to play them for the first time in front of people, the unlikely scenario is you're standing outside St. Paul's to like 100 of Olympic fans because it was like 2012. There's always people walking around, and it was quite a challenge, and I was so scared doing it, but like I feel like it was a good hard drop into live performance and learning how to like catch people's attention who aren't there to see the music and to like make them notice that you're even there. So yeah, definitely great thing I did.
Yeah, that's why I always really admire people busking, because like you say, it's like people are, well, remember life before, when people are like rushing to get to a meeting or rushing to go to the pub, and then you're there like, hi,
Yeah, literally.
listen to me, you know.
And it's always quite lovely if you can make someone stop. That makes my day. Like I'm like, oh, someone stopped. Like they weren't here for that, and they've stopped to watch me. That's really lovely.
Aw.
So yeah.
So do you think that helped you like grow your fan base then right at the start? It must have done.
Definitely, because I've had like followers for a long time, and like before I'd even put stuff out, and it was all just through like stuff like that, like playing a lot of shows. I've like played sort of 2 to 3 shows a week since I was about 14. Like I've always done it. This year's really weird for me. I've never had an evening like to do nothing, and now I do.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very different.
Yeah, you must be like, what is all this time? So is playing live your favourite thing about being an artist, do you think?
It is. I do enjoy all of it, obviously. I love all of it. It's all got different stuff, but I think that's the first thing I did, and if I had to pick one thing that I could only do forever, that's what I would pick. If I just could just play shows always, because yeah, it's fun.
So how have you been spending all this extra time? What have you been watching on Netflix? What music have you been blasting out? Come on, give us some recommendations.
I'll be honest, I watch like weird shit. Like I spent like half the year watching Vicar of Dibley. And
Did you? Oh, that must be nice, though, 'cause it's good fun.
It's nice, but then people are like, oh, what are you watching? And I'm like, things that my dad watched like years ago. So I've just been rewatching like BBC box sets and like things that came out along. It's just interesting to see like TV that I was aware of when I was very little, but didn't understand because wasn't functioning to like watch.
Yeah.
And it's to see the time. Like I know it's weird for me watching stuff made in a time that I was alive, but wasn't like me in that time. And I don't know. I find it quite. This year I've become all sort of like, wow, isn't things so interesting? And like that I'm alive. So
I mean, we're all just like, we're alive. That's good at the moment, aren't we? I think. But I've done that actually. Been quite nostalgic with music and with TV shows. Yeah, it's just like a comforting thing. It is.
I've done that too this year. I've listened to all the stuff I used to listen to, and it's just really like I feel like I did it 15, and I've not revisited that sort of person in a long time, and it's good. It's good to do.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So, a bit of a juicy one now. What's a story that none of your fans know about you?
God.
Give us something.
Oh, this is
where she looks a bit worried.
I'm so on the spot. I don't even know. Oh God.
Maybe it's like a hobby that people wouldn't expect you to have, or a guilty pleasure.
all the stuff I'm thinking about is like so strange.
Let it all out. I'm here for
I
it.
have like the world's largest. It's pretty massive, and I've discovered like how huge it is. I have a huge collection of Slovenian families.
Do you?
Massive. And I joined a Facebook group like the other week for like Slovenian family collectors, just to see to test the water and see where I stood like in the general hierarchy of collectors. I have a much bigger collection than the people that they think have got a big collection.
Whoa. So you're straight at one.
It's
probably.
massive, and I'm just like lurking around in the group, and nobody knows that I'm there until I finally get them all out, and I'll post a picture, and then they'll know that I have the best collection.
Oh my God.
Of Slovenian families.
When you post and you like flex how many you've got, please do send that to me. I'm quite interested to see their reaction.
I will. Yeah.
Are they worth a lot?
They are. They keep their value. They do. They're
Right.
very expensive, and I'm very like happy and lucky to have so many. But they do keep their value because they generally sell for what we got them for. Like back
So
then.
what are you going to do? You're going to keep them?
I'm going to keep them. Yeah,
Yeah.
100%. And there's a Slovenian family shop in Arsenal, and they've got
there?
a big cabinet in the middle. It's all glass, and they've got like the whole village set up. And my goal is one day I'll have a house big enough to have a cabinet with the whole village.
So you'll have one room that's just Sylvanian
Just
families.
Slovenian families. Yeah.
I mean, I didn't expect that. That's the kind of thing that I wanted. Thank you for delivering. I love that. What's next for you? What have you got planned for this year? Obviously, it's kind of hard to plan, but
it's hard.
what are you thinking?
I know what I want to do. I just don't know when. And it's like I've obviously got stuff coming out or ready to come out. I
Yes.
haven't got dates because I don't know. I don't like. I've already done an EP and not been able to tour it. And a big part of putting something out is like touring it. That's part of the whole process of like selling an EP. And I've already done one this year that I couldn't tour, and I'd quite like to be able to tour the next one if I am going to do one.
Yeah.
But I also don't want to leave it so long that people think I've done nothing all year. So I have got stuff coming. Probably nothing too big until at least later in the year, but stuff soon, definitely.
Okay,
yeah.
that's good. That's good news.
That's
right,
good news.
let's have a look what people are saying in the chat, shall we? So, let's see what juice people are saying. Okay. Anya Marie says, what's your favourite song on the EP?
Ooh, it changes daily.
Does it?
It does. It really does. Today it's People Like Me, definitely. That one.
Why that one in particular? Is that just like it took the longest to make, or most kind of like sentimental value?
It's got a special, because it was the thing that like sparked the EP. It was the main track, and it was. I just always think it's one of my best songs. It's one that I still enjoy listening to, despite having listened to it probably over like 3,000 times in my life. I still really enjoy listening to it. So yeah, that one. Definitely that one. Yeah.
Mileto Flows says, your music has an 80s feel, which we've spoken about, but do you like any artists from that era? That's a good question.
Ooh.
There's so many from the 80s,
there are
isn't
so
there?
many. There's so many. I like the general stuff. I'm not so into like anyone specific. Like when I listen, I'll be honest, when I listen to 80s music, it's more just like a playlist of 80s music.
Yeah, got you.
But I do like, I think this is not 80s, but like Taylor Swift's 1989. I think it's just like an incredibly produced album, and I totally love that vibe. And it's like, it's modern, but it's 80s and it's cool. So, yeah.
I've been watching that It's a Sin show on Channel 4, and the soundtrack for that is amazing.
Yeah, my dad's been watching that. I've overheard. Yeah.
And that's all 80s music.
It is,
so
it is.
if anyone just wants to blast out some 80s gold, see what's on that soundtrack. Cheeseball78 says, favourite show and why?
Ooh.
I think that's gig.
Favourite gig?
Yeah.
Okay. Favourite gig was actually 2 years ago yesterday, I think.
Oh.
Yeah. The weird, I don't know why I know that. Or was it 2 days ago? 2 days ago, I don't know. It was my first headline at Thousand Island. It's now called The Grace in London, and I'd never done a big headline. I've like headline shows, but it was my first like where I designed the night, and it was my show, and it was really big, and I was so nervous, like building up for weeks. I was so nervous, but it sold out, and it was so cool, and it was just a really happy day for me, and it was a really big like there's the confidence boost I needed to like carry on. I think. Yeah.
Of course it is.
nice.
It's like, hang on, I made this thing happen.
I made out to all these people. I was like, they were here for me. This is so cool. I'm so happy. Yeah, it was really lovely. I'm so happy.
They've also asked, what's your favourite show as a punter?
Ooh. Good question. Everything at Ali Pali.
I was at that show.
Oh, you at that show?
I love that band.
I love
they're
that band.
Just so. I love how they're so
Incredible.
left field, but yet
Amazing.
So they're just
like
you can really get on board with them quite easily.
Yeah, and the vocals are just so unreal. Like I
Yeah.
think because of the style of music it is, it's not like vocalist kind of in like when you think indie, you don't think singers.
Yeah,
But like
yeah.
he's such a good singer.
Oh
It's
yeah, Jonathan's got the most
incredible.
amazing voice. Isn't he?
Amazing. Like I love them. I've loved them for ages. Incredible. Yeah.
Yeah, I love as well on that tour, and actually the last few tours they've all gone for like a look, haven't they?
Yeah.
They've had like, you know, matching outfits,
Yeah,
but in
like
slightly different
weird
colours.
cloaks, yeah.
Had like boiler suits, weird cloaks and stuff. Have you thought about that, like a bit of a stage costume?
I have. I've always thought about it.
You've got to.
I've got to. I think when I get to the right point, I'm going to be like, right, now's the time that I wear a costume.
Okay, and what's it going to be?
An
We're
egg.
talking like
A big egg.
a big egg.
Yeah, I have an egg costume.
Do you?
Yeah, it's like an egg and the head comes through. I wear it every year for Halloween, but it's so dirty now because
I'm
I wear
a bit
it.
sad you're not wearing it tonight, to be
Should've
honest. But okay. Mendy's Tony71 says, who is the biggest inspiration to your music?
Definitely Taylor Swift, like in general. I suppose other people too. I went from like Taylor Swift and like into sort of when I was angsty, it was just like indie bands in like 1975, and then I went from there to like everything, and now I'm just into everything. But I am really big into musicals, and I think that really influenced. Yeah, I've like. It's my favourite passion outside of what I do, like, is musical theatre. And I think that definitely influences, like, the way I write. So
yeah, I was going to ask you, like, what else influences you outside of music? So you're saying, like, theatre and musicals, like, I guess life, but, like, do you ever watch films and stuff for inspiration?
Yeah, it's normally, like, I either write about myself or my friends, like, their stories.
Do your friends mind that?
I don't know. Sometimes I normally don't tell them, but I have written songs like from other people's perspective, and I've said I've written this song from your perspective, and they've been like, "That's cool, but weird, but it's cool."
Yeah. Because I can imagine they're like chatting to you. I mean, at the moment on Zoom or FaceTime or whatever, and they're thinking, "Is this going to get turned into a song? I've got to be careful what I say here," you know. I mean, we've all needed music like more than ever during lockdown, haven't we?
Yeah, definitely.
So what have you been listening to? We've spoken about a couple of older albums, but is there any like new artists that you can recommend? Anyone like from the London scene, maybe?
I can't even think who I've listened to.
Put you on the spot now, haven't I?
I'm totally on the spot.
This is where you forget all music you've ever heard before.
I have forgotten, but I know like at the moment, like I'm just listening to like Ash Nico and 1975 again because I haven't listened to them in a while, and I thought I'd bring them back up again.
And they've got so much music now, 1975, haven't they? So many albums.
So that's where I'm at the moment, is Ash Nico and 1975, but that'll probably change next week. I listen to a lot of musicals as well, I'll be honest.
Okay, favourite musical? Big question.
It's called The Last 5 Years.
Oh, she's picked a hipster one.
Do you know it? It's semi.
Is it quite big?
Yeah, kind of. It's big. It was like it's on in London. It was on, and then it closed, and I had a ticket, and I was very sad because of COVID. But yeah, it's big enough. It's about a couple, and it's just two people. It's very cool.
I was meant to be seeing Anne Juliet.
Okay.
You know, the Max Martin musical, which I was so excited about because it was going to just be pop bangers.
Yeah.
But hopefully, obviously, when it's rescheduled.
Yeah, I don't think it's closed, has it? I've not seen that it has. So
I don't think so. No. I think it's all just been closed for now, hasn't it?
Yeah.
What's your favourite like classic musical?
It's Hairspray, a classic musical.
Yes, it is.
I like Hairspray.
Love Hairspray.
Best musical ever.
Yeah, that's like the film I always watch when I'm hungover.
So good. It's absolutely
just
flawless. Like the dancing, I'm just watching them dance. I'm like, wow, how'd you dance like that?
Yeah.
Mad.
Love that. What's coming up in your set tonight? Songs from the EP?
Songs from the EP. Not too many, because I feel like a lot of them, like it's an acoustic set, obviously. And like, although I could just play all my new stuff, there's certain songs that just work so much better acoustically. And I don't want to like half play a song when I can just save it for when I can do it full band. So they're mainly just the songs that I think work really well on guitar, because I obviously want to play the best stuff. So there's a mix of stuff I wrote like and released when I was like 15 and stuff I've just like put out like last year.
Amazing. So because you've been writing music for so long, what have you learned about kind of the art of songwriting? Because it must be so much.
Yeah.
But, you know, from 15 to now.
I've learned a lot, and my songs definitely like they changed, but they've all. I would say, I think my dad said that there's like a voice to like all my songs. They're all kind of in the same realm.
Yeah.
But yeah, I've just learned so much, and I think I used to just write songs that were just emotion, and now I write emotion, but also thinking like what is actually good, not just emotions. So yeah, I've learned a lot. I think every year I go like I listen to what I did last year. I'm like, I could have done that so much better if I'd written that now. So.
Yeah, that's always the way though, isn't
Yeah,
it?
it is.
You're always kind of evolving and learning. What have you learned about being an artist? Like if anybody's watching this and they're about to start, you know, putting out songs, what would be your kind of top tips?
Definitely say what I said. Work with as many people as possible. That's how you learn new things.
Collaboration is definitely
I
key,
would say just go for it. Don't like wait around. I think I wasted a bit too much time waiting around for like something to happen when I should have just done things. So just go with it. Just do it. Be yourself. If someone tells you something to do something that you don't actually like, you don't actually have to do it. So just,
of course you
don't get sad about the fact that they told you they didn't like your thing. Just do your thing, and someone will like it, I'm sure.
So obviously you've ticked quite a few things off your list. You've got a debut EP out there. We spoke about that show at Thousand Island, your first headline show that was sold out. What else is on that list? Like, are you very ambitious as an artist?
I am. I find that everything that I strive for, and then I achieve it, and then it's never quite satisfying because I'm always on to the next thing. And something I've learned this year is that I need to be more appreciative of everything and just really like enjoy where I'm at each time and enjoy the journey, because the journey's like that's what it is. I don't want to look back and be like I just was always looking for more. There's always more things. I suppose this year didn't go the plan like the way that I wanted it to, but like
why not? What's been going on?
But like I still did things that I've always wanted to do or didn't think that I would do this soon, and it's been okay. It's been okay.
Yeah. So with that being said, when you look back, what are the kind of amazing moments that stand out to you? Things that you're super proud of,
or in life,
just as your in your career so far.
In my career, that headline was just a special night. I was on the UK jury of the Eurovision in 2018. It was so random, but it was so cool.
It must have been fun though.
It was really cool.
We got
Eurovision. It was mad. We got like a little shout out before the show and stuff, and loads of people messaged me like, "Were you on the jury?" I was like, "Yeah."
That was me.
That was me. That was really fun. But I'm always like really proud of that because it's not something I thought like I would have thought up like would be doing, and it was so random. But I really enjoyed it, and I took it so seriously. I was so big into Eurovision for a long time. Yeah.
What's your favourite Eurovision song ever? I mean, that's quite a big question, isn't it?
I'm still very clued up on the year that I did. I got so into the song that I voted to win was the Austrian song in 2018, the Austrian entry. I can't tell you what it's called. I think it's called Ain't Nobody But You. I think it's a brilliant song.
What's the one that came out last year? I'm trying to think, and it's the I think it's is it? They're from Iceland, and it's the band that all have jumpers with faces on.
I know who you mean. I saw it.
I can't remember the name of the song, but it's such a banger.
Yeah, banger. They're all bangers though. They're cool.
So would you ever, compete in Eurovision?
I don't know. Maybe. I mean, it'd be cool.
It would be cool, wouldn't it?
It would be cool.
The world's your stage kind of thing.
I feel like that's a different path to the path I'm currently on, but who says I can't do two paths? We'll
of course
see.
you can. You can do whatever you like. Yeah. Anyway, enough about Eurovision. You go and prepare yourself for your set. We're very, very excited about it.